My name is Claire Donovan, and I was a catering coordinator, definitely not a wedding planner. But my sister has a way of convincing me to do things I absolutely shouldn't, like filling in last minute for a friend who bailed on being the ceremony coordinator for a family wedding. It was in Charleston, South Carolina, which sounded lovely. What wasn't lovely was that I had zero experience, even less patience for wedding drama, and definitely not the right dress for anything remotely formal. But I said yes anyway. I needed a distraction. A big, complicated, Charleston-sized distraction. My own ex-fiancé was getting married that very same weekend, to someone else. So a chaotic wedding I didn't plan seemed like the perfect escape. The wedding rehearsal was exactly the kind of chaos I expected. And that's where I met him. The best man. Gavin Wells. He was tall, had an easy, charming smile, and was absolutely, infuriatingly insufferable. He walked right up to me, looking way too confident. "Are you the new wedding planner?" he asked, that smile playing on his lips. I sighed internally. "Only by accident and emotional blackmail," I replied honestly. He chuckled. "Lovely. I hope you're good with chaos." I couldn't help but retort, "Are you good with sarcasm?" He didn't miss a beat. "Graduated with honors." We clashed instantly. His "I've got this" attitude grated on my nerves. But then, I saw him move like lightning, scooping up a runaway kid just before they collided with the towering wedding cake. He saved the cake, the kid, and probably the entire reception. Maybe, just maybe, he wasn't entirely insufferable. Then, the unthinkable happened. The night before the wedding, the bride disappeared, vanished into thin air. All she left was a note. It was short, heartbreakingly simple. "I'm sorry, I can't. Tell him I love him, but I'm not the woman he needs." Total panic erupted. I was the outsider, the temporary coordinator who knew no one. But in the frenzy, someone mistook me for a distant cousin of the bride. In a moment of sheer desperation, someone blurted out that I would step in. Just to calm the guests, they said. Just until they figured something out, I agreed, thinking it would be a few minutes, a quick appearance to prevent a riot. I was so wrong. Things got complicated faster than you could say "I do." To prevent a full-blown scandal, Gavin, who somehow knew the truth about my non-cousin status, pulled me aside. He had a crazy idea. "We need to buy time," he said, looking way too calm. "Pretend you're my new girlfriend." I stared at him. "You'll be my +1, he continued, "just until this blows over." My mind reeled. "Your girlfriend?" I asked, incredulous. He just shrugged. "Got a better idea?" I couldn't help the sarcasm that slipped out. "I'm starting to understand why the bride ran. But we did it. We pretended. And somewhere between the forced smiles and the awkward introductions, the fake chemistry started feeling alarmingly real. The way Gavin looked at me, the casual touch on my back during conversations, the way he made guests smile and whisper about us. People started shipping us hard. There were photos, dances that felt too close, shared glances that lasted a beat too long. Gavin told me he found me funny, strong, and full of life. I started to see that maybe Gavin wasn't arrogant at all. Maybe he was just as broken and lost as I was. The lie grew bigger with every passing hour. It took on a life of its own. At one point, to really sell the story, Gavin kissed me, right there, in front of everyone. And in that moment, under the Charleston sun, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Something that scared me and thrilled me all at once. That night, I knew I had to confess everything. To Gavin, to the family, to anyone who would listen. But just as I was about to find him, I saw a familiar face standing at the bar. My ex. The one getting married that weekend. He was here. He saw me. His eyes widened in recognition. "Claire?" he said, walking towards me. "What are you doing here? Who's he?" My heart hammered against my ribs. I froze, unable to speak. Then, Gavin was there, stepping closer, putting an arm around me. He looked my ex dead in the eye. "I'm her everything," he said, his voice low and steady. And then, he kissed me again. This time, it wasn't just for the audience. Later that night, away from the crowd, under the soft glow of string lights near the sea, we finally opened up. We talked for hours. We shared our failures, our fears, the unspoken dreams we held on to. I admitted that after everything, I didn't believe in love anymore. Gavin listened, his gaze steady. He said he did believe in it, only he wished it hurt less. He looked at me, the moonlight catching his eyes, and whispered, "If this were real, I'd ask you to never leave." I didn't know whether to cry from the honesty or stay forever in that moment. My heart was utterly confused. At sunrise, the real bride returned. Crying, apologizing, a whirlwind of relief and explanations. The wedding finally happened, just a day late, with a new, unbelievable story to tell. I quietly helped from the sidelines, the temporary cousin/girlfriend fading back into the catering coordinator I was supposed to be. I planned to leave just as quietly, slip away before anyone noticed I was gone. But just as I reached the cab waiting outside, Gavin was there. He was holding a single flower, a little wilted but perfect. "3 days, Claire," he said, that easy smile back, but softer this time. "That's all it took for you to flip my world completely." I smiled back, a genuine smile this time. "It was just an act, remember?" I said, my voice light. He stepped closer, his eyes serious. "Not to me," he whispered, and then he kissed me. No lies this time, no pretending for an audience, just us. Sometimes, the best roles in life aren't in the script you planned.